Not to be confused with the B-horror classic Motel Hell, Shudder's Hell Motel is arriving. It's a weekly episodic horror limited series with mystery and gore. So, should you check in and give it a go, or should you keep driving and skip this one altogether? Please don't unsubscribe. The series kicks off with a bang that shows us exactly why the Cold River Motel became infamous. Then we jump 30 years into the future to really the present, and we get to watch a varied group of true crime influencers and enthusiasts attend the grand reopening of the iconic location of death. I wasn't instantly endeared with the group. While a couple of them weren't outright obnoxious or even off-putting, the majority are exactly what you'd expect from inflated egos ghoulishly living vicariously through the death and dismemberment of others. The group find themselves stranded at the motel, which turns dire once guests start dying in heinous and grotesque ways. And thanks to the limited number of people at the motel, the numbers decrease rapidly. And the show itself, it's a bit cheesy. I mean, the acting is mainly over the top and bordering very heavily on the B side of the genre. But within some of that, the story knows what it is, and then shapes the dialogue to lean into some of the more campy or even silly ideas. And because the characters weren't really enveloping me from an endearing status, I wasn't overly concerned for their safety. But because the kills we watch are pretty nasty, I actually look forward to their demise rather than dreaded it. But something that surprised me along the way was how invested I became in the mystery. I mean, we're shown some clues with one surprise happening fairly early on in the show, but it works to then cast a lot more doubt on who could be responsible for this new string of murders. The isolated and contained location also works to establish a sinister atmosphere, not only because murders did and are occurring there, but also because there's no realistic way of escape. But working against that, there is a lot of dramatic back and forth, which ends up only adding time rather than meaningful dialogue or content. Now, the visual effects are impressively executed. The use of prosthetics and makeup just crafted some imagery that is full of ick. I mean, like in the first two episodes, we get to watch somebody die in a pretty gnarly way. But then when the aftermath is left to deal with, this is when the true nastiness kicks in. And for as cheesy or maybe unconvincing as some of the acting is, these grotesque elements of gore are a spectacular addition to the series. And these type of nasty displays, they're splattered throughout the show. Yeah, pun intended. But while the storytelling is somewhat uneven, this is a solid mystery that's complemented by carnage. I didn't guess the ending. But with that, the finale is somewhat lackluster, especially given all the savagery that we witnessed leading up to the final episode.